It shouldn't be as difficult as this.
Muted audio. That's what that said. Where does it say go back? What's that?
I gotta get over here to see.
Your viewing.
You are viewing Sunny
Yeah, that's
Krantz's screen.
okay. That's well, maybe she didn't connect to me, huh?
I don't know. I guess so. So, but that other screen that was up,
I hope I'm connected because that shit don't. Hello.
Tammy.
Hello. See the little.
They got X's there. So what does that
No,
mean?
that right there.
Yeah.
That's the. It says mutual.
Yeah, how you doing, Vice Mayor?
You hear me, Tammy?
Yes, ma'am. You don't learn how to mute and unmute it?
Yeah, I saw our agenda come up and the rest of the screen was black. I said, oh God, I done lost y'all. We here. I'm here.
That's good. That's good. Good to see you.
You too. I still got your package from February at my house. I was gonna bring it today, but I decided I took exercise. I couldn't make it. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta have it. Whenever I do these Zoom meetings, I always have to put the visual on my computer and do the audio on my smartphone. But I don't have time to be down at 6 o'clock.
Test, test, test. Can anybody hear me? Mary Lawson, if you can hear me, could you wave, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do I need to be quiet when I come back? Yes.
Good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our August 27th, 2020 City of Palatka Commission meeting. This meeting is held virtually pursuant to the Governor DeSantis' Executive Order number 20-69. We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. We're going to ask at this time that Commissioner Campbell lead us in the invocation and the pledge. So if everyone can please reverence yourself for the pledge and for the invocation.
Will bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy in which you bestowed upon us, God. We thank you for this gathering of this meeting, God. We ask that as we go forth with this meeting, God, that you give us the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding to make the best moves that would continue to make this city move forward, God. We ask you to bless the citizens of this committee. And God, we ask in this time of pandemic, God, that you continue to keep us all safe from hurt, harm, and danger. This prayer in your name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Campbell. I'll proceed to roll call. Vice Mayor Brown. She's waving her hand. Commissioner Campbell.
I'm present.
Commissioner Forum.
Present.
Casco.
Here.
All members of Terrell Hill, all members are present and accounted for, and we do have a quorum at this time. We'll now move into approval of the minutes. I'm going to take items A, B, and C on the approval of the minutes together unless there are any exceptions that you have to any of the items or corrections. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes? And are there any exceptions or corrections that need to be made for items A, B, and C?
Motion to accept the minutes is written.
I'll second.
In a second, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next up is public comments. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes. No action will be taken on topics of discussion. If you wish to speak during public comment, you can put your information in under our YouTube live chat. Please include your name and address, or you can call 329-0100. Again, that's 386-329-0100, and your call will be taken accordingly so that we will have an opportunity to memorialize your comments. Is there anyone who wishes to speak during general public comment at this time? Again, 386-329-0100 is the phone number, 386-329-0100, or you can speak during the YouTube chat. Is there anything in the chat at this time?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
All right, thank you. And there are no phone calls at this time. So we're going to go ahead and close public comment. We'll move on to our consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have 2 items on the consent agenda for today. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the consent agenda? Are there any items that you wish to have removed for discussion purposes?
Motion for approval.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner McCaskill. Is there any further discussion on these items? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item 3 of the agenda is to adopt resolution 2020 R80, authorizing changes to the FDOT 5-year work program.
A resolution of the City of Palatka, Florida, authorizing the request for change to the FDOT of Aviation 5-year work program for the City of Palatka Municipal Airport.
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor by Commissioner McCaskill. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor in a second. At this time, Mr. Yule or Ms. Tucker, do we have any other information that you want to provide outside of what we have in place thus far? Ms. Tucker or Ms. Griffith, I see Mr. Yule is on the phone.
I don't have any further information. Mr. Yule might.
Yes, Mayor. This is John.
You have information you
This
want to
money
add
is
on?
slated. Yes, the money for this project was previously tagged to the T hangar project, and the FDOT wanted us to separate this out as a separate project. And
That's for the
what this,
reallocation of the
resolution does.
100,000?
Yes, sir. It's kind of doing the same thing, just under a project instead of as part of the T hangar project. That's kind of how we've done it in the past. There's been a change in the way the FDOT is wanting to handle it. So we just moved that money out of that into this project that
Mr.
we're
Mayor,
going to
can I speak?
recommend to the commission.
And it's 100% ready, correct?
Yes, sir.
So
It is.
there's no match needed by the city.
It will be when all is said and done.
Mr. Mayor, if I could speak for a second.
Yes, sir.
I've had a couple of calls about this, so I've just mentioned for those who aren't already familiar with this, that this basically is a $100,000. We're carving out about $100,000 from a $600,000 grant. The $600,000 was to be used for T hangar construction. This 100 will be used for improvement and replacement of lighting in the existing T hangars. I'm told most of that lighting is old and fluorescent, and inside and outside that it's in need of repair. This was, in fact, as I understand it, authorized or approved by the Airport Advisory Board. And there have been questions about using the money for maintenance issues. And I just wanted to mention that under the granted issue, it's not possible to divert the monies for maintenance purposes. So those were questions that I know others had voiced, I had voiced, and just wanted to make mention of that right now. And I have nothing further on that item.
No.
Just to add the additional, this grant actually came with an original match from the city. That match is no longer necessary. It's a 100% ready fund grant program, so it'll be 100% paid through FDOT. Any questions from the commission? But before we get to the commission, I'll open the floor for public comment. Again, if you're here for public comment, the number is 386-329-0100. (386-329-0100). Seeing no public comment, we'll close public comment at this time. Is there any discussion from the commission or questions? Seeing no questions, we'll go ahead and we'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? There's motion passes unanimously.
Mr. Mayor, I'm sorry. Does the record reflect who made that motion in second?
The motion was made by Commissioner Commissioner McCaskill?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The motion made by Commissioner McCaskill, seconded by Campbell, I want to say.
I have it seconded by Campbell for the record.
By Campbell, yes, yes, sir.
Great, thank you.
I'm getting old, but I remember. So moving on to item number, thank you, Mr. Yule. Moving on to item number 4, adopt resolution 2020 R81, accepting trust BBT proposal of issuance of the Florida Municipal Loans Council Capital Access Program of the City of Palatka, Florida, refunding revenue note series 2020. And so you can go ahead and read the caption for the resolution.
Yes, sir. Give me just one sec. A resolution of the Commission of the City of Palatka, Florida, authorizing the issuance of its not to exceed 6 million revenue funding note series 2020 for the purpose of refinancing all or a portion of an outstanding loan previously undertaken from the Florida Municipal Loan Council, as further described herein, authorizing the negotiated sale of such note to Truist Bank pursuant to the terms and conditions of a loan agreement by and among the Florida Municipal Loan Council, the City of Palatka, Florida, and Truist Bank, approving the form of and authorizing the execution and delivery of the loan agreement, approving the form of and authorizing the execution and delivery of an escrow deposit agreement by and among the Florida Municipal Loan Council, the City of Palatka, Florida, and the Bank of New York Mellon Trust Company, N.A., designating the note as a qualified tax exempt obligation, making certain other covenants and agreements in connection with the issuance of such note and providing an effective date.
So move.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Campbell.
No, sir, that was Commissioner Bowen.
Commissioner Borum, okay. Second by Commissioner Borum. At this time, I've got Jason Breath, who's with us as well. And also I've got Ms. Becker on the phone, or Ms. Tucker, whoever wants to speak to this. Mr. Breath, do you have anything?
I do not have anything. If I'm here to answer any questions you may have, this is basically just a refunding of a prior obligation for debt service savings.
Ms. Becker, do you want to, Ms. Becker or either Mr. Holmes, anyone who wants to kind of, I'll let you kind of give the information as to what our savings are going to be long-term as it relates to this note.
Hi, Mayor. Yeah, savings long-term is going to be about $1.1 million. The loan or the debt service is not going to, the term of the debt service is not changing. Therefore, it's a good opportunity for the city.
Sure.
We're dropping from what to what? We're I think it's 2.37, but what we're dropping from? Hello?
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out a little bit.
He wants to know what was the original rate on the note.
So the bonds that are being refunded, there were a number of maturities of those that prior debt that had various interest rates that range from 3.5% to 4.625%, and the interest rate on the new loan is 2.73%.
All right. I mean, that makes good sense. I just at least want it. I know we talked a number, but if we're talking about dropping the rate and keeping the same terms, you know, that's where the savings come in. I just want to kind of at least let people hear that. So appreciate it. Thanks.
And I'd like to thank our staff for all the hard work they do to work with the Florida legal cities, to work with us in getting us better rates so that we can save. They look out for us on every turn.
Absolutely. That's great savings.
Well, definitely great job to the staff. And also we want to thank Truist and BB&T as well. Anytime that we can announce that there's going to be a long-term savings of 1.1 million, it's a good day. And so I'm appreciative for that and being in place. At this time, I'm going to open the floor up for public hearing. Is there anyone here for public hearing? The number is 386-329-0100. Seeing no one for public hearing, I'll close public hearing at this time. Is there any further discussion from the commission?
Question.
Questions called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Again, thank you all for your work that you've done on this, and we appreciate it. Moving on to item 5 of the agenda is our public hearings. It's our annual public hearing and annual consideration of non-ad valorem assessments to partially fund the cost of availability of fire protection services under item 5A. And so this is our annual public hearing on our fire services assessment. This is the public hearing item. This request to approve the necessary annual assessment resolution adopting the non-ad valorem assessment role for the fire service assessment after the city commission listens to the public comment at its annual public hearing. So this is our annual public hearing. The agenda sheet will provides a good summary of the factual information of everything that we have at this time. So is there anything else that we need to look at as we move forward through this? And so again, we've noticed that throughout the years, what we've had in place with our fire service, with our fire assessment and our fire service fee, what we've been able to do, I think, is be able to create great efficiencies within the city of Palatka by having a dedicated fund specifically for our fire services. It's allowed us to be able to really to be able to provide additional services and greater services within the city of Palatka. We've all been able to see the benefits of what's in place. I think overall, we found ourselves in a community that was on the verge of bankruptcy, and now we've gotten ourselves to a greater point of solvency, even through pandemics and hurricanes. I think more than anything, where we are right now is we're in a position where we're going to go ahead and listen to any concerns that come up through public comment, and just continue to move this community forward. As we continue on throughout our budgeting process. Any comments from the commission at this time?
May I like to make a comment? I won't be here next year to remind you all of when the next time you look at this, but make sure that we're taking care of those people that might need some aid in taking care of their fire fee. For the simple reason, for a long time, they had tax exemption and they didn't pay any fees. And make sure we keep the door open so that they can go in and make the request for help if they need it. Because we did this not for anybody to lose their home, but we did it to make the city better. And I just want to put that on y'all's hearts and minds when you think of me next time you talk about this, that you think about those people. We stuck it on the tax bill, and that kind of bothered me a little bit because a lot of people lose their homes for taxes because they pay them later, don't pay them, or mess around, don't realize that it's necessary for us to operate the city. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. Go ahead and read the caption for me, Ms. Krantz.
Yes, sir, thank you. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Palatka, Florida, approving the fiscal year 2020 to 2021 non-ad valorem assessment role for fire protection services, facilities, and programs, directing certification of the assessment role in collection pursuant to the Uniform Assessment Collection Act, confirming required statutory notice, and imposing and levying fire service assessments, providing directions, and providing effective date.
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor by Commissioner McCaskill. Is there a second? Is there a second to the motion?
Second, Mayor. Commissioner Campbell.
Second by Commissioner Campbell. At this time, we're going to open up to listen to the citizens for public hearing. We'll listen to all their comments. We'll listen closely, and then we will deliberate following. Anyone wishing to speak during public comment, the number is 386-329-0100. Again, 386-329-0100. I've had one in the chat box, which is Allegra Kitchens, who says consider lowering the fire tax fees. We have a fire assessment, so she wants us to, I guess, consider lowering the fire assessment and not have a lower assessment because we don't have a fire tax. So if there's anyone else who wishes to make a request, the number is 386-329-0100 or in the chat. Please list your question at that time. Ms. Robinson, is there anyone else in the chat?
No, sir, not at this time.
At this time, I don't have anyone else on the phone. So I'll give it 10 more seconds just to see. If not, we will close public comment. We want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to speak during public comment and during our public hearing on this matter. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? 386-329-0100 or inside of the chat. Anything else, Ms. Robinson?
No, sir.
We'll go ahead and close public hearing at this time. We'll move to deliberation with the commission. Is there any further discussion from the commission as it relates to our fire assessment, non-ad valorem assessment as it relates to fire services?
Yes, I just make a comment around it. I know we had implemented that some time back and we were supposed to continue to reassess. I think at some point we need to look at, I guess on the fire assessment side, looking at what we can do to give some kind of, I guess, relief. If not to everybody, for sure, we need to look at people who have retired that are elderly, that may be struggling. A lot of those people, I don't know what the population is as it relates to the number of people who live inside the city limits of Palatka and have properties that are elderly that may be struggling and have not reached out to us. So if there's any way that we can maybe give some discounts to those individuals and more so just in general, look and see if we can kind of maybe bump it down just a tad bit to drop that 2.46 to maybe something lower to see what we can give back to the community. That's just something to explore.
Any other comments from the commission? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move to the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposition? Seeing none, motion passes unanimously. Thank you to everyone. Moving forward at this time to item number 6 of the agenda, accepting IRS changes to the Palatka Fire Pension as recommended by the respective pension boards. This is for our second reading. Ms. Krantz.
An ordinance of the City of Palatka, Florida, revising the Code of Ordinances of the City of Palatka, Florida, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 3, Officers and Employees, Division 6, Firefighters Retirement Plan by amending Section 231, Retirement Plan Purpose, Name, Effective Date, amending 2-250.125, Required Distributions, providing for severability, providing for appealer, and providing for an effective date.
So move.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Campbell. We will now open the floor for public hearing. Is there anyone here for public hearing? The number is 386-329-0100, or you can speak during the chat function on your YouTube Live. Ms. Robinson, do we have anyone in the chat?
No, sir, nothing at this time.
I have nothing on the phone as well. We will go ahead and close public hearing at this time. Is there any further discussion from the commission?
Question.
Questions called? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to city manager and administrative reports. Mr. Holmes, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As all of you, I think, know, you got a text from me on Sunday. Your staff in the water department, Ms. Wiley, detected a huge loss of water at a rate of about 1,100 gallons a minute on Sunday afternoon. I was contacted by Mr. Griffith, who she contacted. He then put a plan in action, and we ultimately all met at the gas authority where Ann and Brett, the gas authority director and chief office staff, met and began assessing the situation. The situation was becoming critical because your water level in your tank was down to about 17 feet. And as you all know, at a certain point, your pressure reaches a point where boil water advisory is required, and you also have an issue with water availability to your customers. Long story short, your staff detected the location of the problem and moved to terminate the water to that location, and began restoring the tank level, and all of that boil water notice, the loss of service to your customers was all averted on Sunday afternoon. So I just want to shout out to all those who came out Sunday afternoon and assessed the situation quickly, and then moved to stop the loss of water so that we could avoid the boil water notice to your citizens, and also the loss of water to your citizens. Also want to mention that in preparation for storm season, I guess we're already in storm season as the last week has shown, Mr. Griffith and staff began looking at your water drainage situation, your storm water system, and it was detected that you had a large influx of water during the last couple of rains that wasn't normal. Again, staff assessed the situation and found a couple or three different points of entry, which were accounting for a large infusion of water that wasn't ordinarily being handled. And again, steps were taken to resolve that in preparation for rains that we hope don't come. And I say rains, I mean the large volume rains that normally accompany a hurricane or a storm, much like we saw recently in Louisiana and Texas. We're in storm season, so we're trying to be proactive and get ahead of the game as much as we can with the infrastructure that we have. As you know, your stormwater system, your sewer system is vulnerable, and so your staff's been attempting to try to address that as we go along. So again, hats off to Mr. Griffith and the staff for the work they've been doing. I'll mention that Keep Putnam Beautiful is going to have a cleanup at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning at the Bronson Mulholland House. I've been told that I will be there, so you are all invited to come if you'd like as well. 8 o'clock on Saturday morning at Bronson Mulholland House. And then finally, save the best for last. The best, I guess I'd say that with a bit of irony. Good news and bad news. Our fire chief, Chief Grimes, who served the city very well for almost 15 years, has accepted a position with the county, one that he sees as an opportunity for him to continue his goals of growing and improving systems that he's with. So he's submitted his resignation. He'll be leaving us. I just want to express my thanks to Chief Grimes, since I've been involved with the city, both as his attorney and also as the city manager and interim. Chief Grimes has been an absolute pleasure to work with, very efficient, very professional. It'll be a loss for the city for sure, but we wish him well in his new endeavor. And I guess it's one of those situations where our loss will be the county's gain. But I wanted to mention that and extend my appreciation to him right now. Of course, we'll do more later, but wanted to mention that to any of you who don't already know. And with that, I have no further comments.
Chief, you got anything you want to say? Chief Grimes.
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you. You were speaking real low. Just to let everybody know, our program is kicking off in the school system on Monday for our firefighter program that we filled out a grant for. I believe it was last year that we worked and we got the $250,000 grant to put firefighting in the Palatka High School. We're going to start that on Monday. So we'll be teaching 3 days a week at the high school to prepare some of our local students into the fire services and public service fields upon their graduation, so we can get them a certificate of some kind so they can get started in a rewarding career. So that is, we're starting that Monday, and we'll be there throughout the whole school year. It's a 3-year program to get them through what is considered by the state as firefighter 1. The school district considers it firefighter 1, 2, and 3. But we'll be taking an active role in participating in that and making sure that that program is successful. Other than that, I'd like to thank the city for everything that they've done for me throughout my career. And I hope we have a better time than this to talk about it. But I can't thank you guys enough. I would really just like for you guys to know how great of a staff that we have at the fire department. And I would ask you guys to make sure they're well taken care of in the future. So with that said, thank you so much.
I'd just like to say, we're going to miss you here. I consider you more than just a chief. I consider you to be a friend as well. That won't change just because you're moving out to Creel. But what I will say is I commend you for the work that you've done as a fire chief, taking over for Chief Lambert, for your commitment to community, to youth, and to your department. And I wish you the best in your future endeavors. And I'll rag you at a later time because we're going to roast you before it's all over.
I look forward to it.
Anyone else from the commission?
Yes, it's been a very, very good relationship I've developed with Chief Grimes over the past 6 years. And again, I want to commend you for everything that you've done for our community, the hard work, the dedication, and sacrifices you've made, and the various programs you've brought, in addition to your commitment to our youth. And I can't thank you enough for all the different things you've done. There's not enough words in the dictionary to describe this individual, but I'd like to also extend that thanks to your family who allowed for you to be of service to the community. And so I want to thank you, and you're going to leave a big void in our community. It's going to be very tough to fill that role. So look forward to continue to working with you as we continue to move our city forward and the county as well. So thank you for all you've done and continue to do.
I would like to say as well, to echo the sentiments of both Mayor as well as Commissioner Borum. I too am sorry. Well, I'm sorry to hear this because I'm not good with saying goodbye, but we're definitely going to lose someone that has pulled me alongside him to give me the ropes or to teach me a lot about the fire industry and everything that entails with that. Things where I lack knowledge. Chief Grimes definitely, like I said, pulled me to the side. So his dedication to his the men and women that work for him, his dedication to the city, his dedication to this county is something that we are going to be forever grateful for and looking forward to continuing to have a relationship. Again, like Mayor said, I consider you to be a friend as well. And again, thank you for taking all the calls that I've given and again, pulling me alongside of you. So congratulations, and we look forward to continuing to work with you.
Well, I just want to say, my mic is on, right?
Is on.
Okay. I just like to say, leave your phone number. I think you live in the city. I don't know exactly where your house is, but I'm sure we're gonna have still a lot of things we want to still do with you, and that you'll help us to work better with the county and things that would help us to be better citizens for our people here. And I want your personal phone number, so I'll be checking on it, and I'll make the brownies when you call. Good luck.
Chief Grimes, this is Commissioner McCaskill. I'm definitely going to miss you. I am at a loss for words. I had no idea. At the same time, I'm very excited for you. I am coming to visit you. So you know that. I do consider us as friends. I know that this had to be a tough decision for you because I know you love our city and I know all the hard work and dedication you put into your role as chief of the fire department. Thank you for all you've done, and you know you're going to be hearing from me. Congratulations.
Thank you again, Chief. Chief Shaw.
Thank you, Mayor. First, as most of you know, we had a backpack supply giveaway this past weekend. I had other previous plans, so I wasn't able to attend, but I did hear some wonderful things that went on at the backpack supply giveaway. The backpack supply giveaway is put on by our local police athletic league, and it was done in a manner to where it was safe, and we made sure we maintained social distancing and made sure we use proper equipment. Thank you to all the individuals that donated and participated, and to make sure we were able to provide supplies to the youth in our community. Next, I want to once again say thank you to JR for everything he's provided, not only to the city with the fire department, but to us as first responders with the city, being in the trenches, and the knowledge he gave all of us when needed. The dedication on the days that he provided when he really didn't need to be in, coming in and working as hard as he did. For the youth, for the things he did for the youth in the community, and the direction he was taking the fire department. Great man. He's going to be missed. We look forward to working with him with the county, though. That's all.
I got a question. I don't know if I didn't get an email or anything or an event notice. How do we know when y'all are having those PAL events or anything like that?
Commissioner Borman, we've been advertising on a regular basis on social media. We also put things out throughout the community as far as what we're able to do, especially in this tough time with COVID. I know we've been challenged in many ways, so we do the best we can to get the information out. But as for right now, as much as we've been able to put it on social media and advertising when it's not mentioned in our meetings or anything like that.
Oh, okay, I thought, yeah, because most time it's in a meeting or email. So okay, all right. I just have to stay plugged into your Facebook or whatever. All right, thanks.
Cut right.
Well, first, this is for Chief Grimes. Chief Grimes, I've only been here about a year or so, but I have had learned a lot from you and want to say thank you for the knowledge and the insight you gave me on the city of Palatka and the surrounding counties. I look at it as opportunity that you want to move forward and do things better. Good luck, move and enjoy the new venture you're about to take on. The city will miss you, but I'm pretty sure you have put people in place that learned up under you and followed you, that they're gonna take your place and continue to do a wonderful job for the city. Now, for us in the Recreation and Culture Arts Department, only thing we got coming up is we have a food drop with Farm Share out of Jacksonville. Pal and myself, and also LaFara Davis, the Heart and Soul, is going to partnership with the Family Life Center. And I might have said that wrong, but I know it's Pastor Jay is going to utilize his facility to do the food drop. So, and that will be September the 23rd, the commissioners. And I will try to send something out, but I know I've been bad too in not informing y'all directly when we had things going on, but we'll do better than that going forth. The piggyback then on the mayor of them, Commissioner Grimes, just I know it's a hard decision that you made, but it's something that you want to do and it was on your heart. So look at it as a wonderful opportunity, and you're not going that far, so you're not really going to really be too far from the city where we're going to miss you, because we're going to see you every day anyway. That's it.
Mr. Griffith?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple quick things. We want to give the commission an update that we're currently working on reviewing and updating the water line replacement and extension plan. We're fast approaching 10 miles replaced. We wanted to get that graphic updated, and I hope to have it out to you all probably before the end of the fiscal year. The other thing is, some of you may already know, but the first round of backflow certification letters have gone out. I want to give a special thanks to the Gas Authority. Their assistance really helped this effort. There's a lot of coordination between what is in the billing system and what goes into the backflow program. And a special thanks to Amanda Sweat at the Gas Authority. She did a tremendous amount of manual data entry to update the accounts with incorrect mailing information for non-owner occupied properties. Just a reminder, Monday the 7th is Labor Day, so we will have an adjusted sanitation collection schedule that week. Everything will get shifted Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday collection will stay the same with no yard debris collection. And just to echo the comments from everyone here, JR, you will be missed. Please don't be a stranger. We enjoy you popping in from time to time to collaborate and talk about all the projects we got going on, and I'm sure I'll find time to make it out to see you.
Robinson?
Thank you, Mayor. Let's first start with Chief Grimes. It was the hardest letter I had to take at the beginning of this week. I appreciate all of the directions and conversations that we've had since I came to the city of Palatka. So I know you won't be far. You are on speed dial, and we'll keep our relationship going. So thank you. On yesterday, we had an employee appreciation that was catered by Golden Glory Seafood and More, a new business here in the city of Palatka. And we had about 85 of our employees that came out and enjoyed a really good lunch yesterday. So that was a small token of saying thank you to them for all of the work that they've been doing here recently. We will be wrapping up open enrollment on Monday. So everyone has actually stopped by and kind of made sure that everything was good for their benefits for the upcoming fiscal year. If you have not done that, any of the commissioners, and you're still enrolled with our benefits, please ask that you contact me or Courtney on Monday so we can get you guys taken care of as well.
Mrs. Robinson, can you repeat that last part? You just said you were going in and out. I'm sorry.
So we're wrapping up benefits. If there's anyone on the commission that's enrolled that hasn't seen us yet, me or Courtney, please make sure you do that so we can get you taken care of.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Becker?
Mayor, did you say me? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Hi, yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You have anything for us today?
Okay. No, sir, I don't have any updates from my department, but I did just want to comment on Chief Grimes. You are going to be dearly missed by my department. You are the only person at the city tall enough to look me in the eyes when coming to ask me about your budget. So I don't know who's going to be able to fill those shoes, but you know, I look forward to seeing what all you have in store for the county. I know that our loss is their gain, and I just truly appreciate everything that you have taught me since I've been at the city. You definitely keep me on my toes, so I appreciate that, and appreciate our relationship. So good luck, and if you ever need anything, I'm just a phone call away.
Thomas? Okay. All right, Ms. Tucker. Sorry, Ms. Thomas.
Yes, sorry, couldn't find the unmute button. Thank you, Mayor. This first I want to tell Chief Brian, recently, but I want to thank you for all the assistance and help that you've given me in any area that I've asked you. And just another thing, I want to remind the commission that the evaluation for the city manager is due on September 1st, according to the contract. So this is just a reminder. Thank you.
You understand? So she was reminding us that the evaluations are due on September 1st.
4th, it's the 1st, right?
September 1st. Should be in your calendar, but just in case, she's giving a reminder as well. Thank you.
Yeah, do we have a form or something to fill out for that evaluation?
They'll get with you, Ms. Brown, and make sure you get the form again. And so that way you'll have it.
Okay.
But you have it, but they'll get it to you. They'll hand it to you this time. So, Mr. Yule. Mr. Yule.
Thank you. Sorry, Mayor, and thank you. Nothing to report from the airport that would require any first responder action, or I'm sure Chief Grimes would have already left that meeting and been out here. Chief, I know I speak for everybody. I want to say we're all better people for having observed you and worked with you, and we wish you nothing but the best. And as they say in aviation, Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yule. Ms. Tucker.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to take a quick minute and congratulate you, Mr. Mayor, and the commission and the city for winning the Florida League of Cities Citizenship Award for the Racial Issues Study Circles program that began back in 2017.
And again, and thank you for the submission as well, and the work that you put on that, as well as the team from the Risk LLC. And so we definitely want to thank everybody, including Gay Esperson, and the rest of our and the rest of the Racist Study Circles nonprofit organization as we continue to move forward.
There, the League of Cities also had a paragraph in their race article about our city police department and us having a meeting at my house with a one-on-one with our citizens. So we are being recognized all over the state because we're just not sitting back, not doing anything. We started working on it way before it got to be as public as it is.
Yeah, we always make sure we include your Dinner with the Cop program as a part of what we do, because it was actually, it was actually done in conjunction with Racist Study Circles in the town hall meetings, and it's definitely a critical component of making sure that we have citizens and law enforcement coming together. So definitely kudos to you and Chief Shaw on that effort.
I want to say Chief really put it all out. He brought 8 people and of different jobs and things, and people really got to know them. It made a difference.
Tucker, anything else?
No, sir, that was all. Thank you.
Moving to commission comments. We'll start off with Commissioner Campbell.
Yes, sir. I would like to say happy birthday to Mr. Jonathan Griffith. I do believe his birthday is today. And that pretty much sums up what I have to say.
Clap. He's turning red, even though his camera's off right now.
I think he was born the day I got on the commission.
Yeah, I knew he'd be smiling. So happy birthday.
I was born 3 months before you took office.
Wow.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Happy birthday, Jonathan. Wish you the very best. You know, after you turn 40, they start going like days. You know, your birthday almost appears days. So enjoy it while you're younger than that, buddy.
He's not there yet.
That's why I told him to enjoy it.
Enjoy these last few, huh? So, again, happy birthday. Thank you, Commissioner, for reminding us all. He tried to sneak that out of here. Also, Commissioner Boren, while you're up, go ahead.
I don't have much other than I just asked for the extension. I canceled my city manager evaluation due to an unfortunate family situation. And so I canceled the scheduled city manager evaluation, just pushing it out to next week. I will set another date. So that's all I have.
So you want to push it out another 7 days?
Yes, push it out for another 7 days. Basically, you know, it's just, there's no evaluation because we haven't really sat down and established anything. Basically, it's just to establish whatever. So we have had some discussion on some things, maybe some follow up on, but for in terms of the clear going through the entire employee, well, the city manager evaluation, we have not set milestones and dates or whatever. So that's the only thing that we need to agree on. We had some discussion around the CM evaluation during the budgeting cycle when I had scheduled it the same day. So we had some discussion during that time. So the next time that we were supposed to be getting back together, I had this unfortunate situation. So I gotta push it out to next week and go from there.
Our condolences to you as well.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Is that okay, everyone from the commission? Just briefly give me a yay. We're good with pushing out. Let's just push out to the 10th. That'll be our, let's push out to the 10th. That'll be our next meeting.
Sounds good, Mayor.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
All right. So that work for you, Commissioner Boren?
Yes, that'll work. Appreciate it.
All right. So Ms. Thomas, we're gonna push out to the 10th. And if we can we'll send a national forum out as well, so they can look at that if there's any additions that they want from that. ICMA has a pretty good forum as well. Commissioner McCaskill. Commissioner McCaskill.
I'm sorry, none at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Mayor Brown, you're unmuted.
Yes, I have been working on what I brought to you all last time to find a way to start a loan fund to help start businesses small and help some of the older ones get going. I talked to I found out that the Ford Foundation gave away grant monies for different things, and it's being looked into for us. I've gotten some help doing it. I've talked to Mike Siddick, and he's checking and going to get back to me on if there's another city or some organization that has started one that we can do. My thing was like the Ford Foundation, Chrysler Foundation, the computer folks, all of them have foundations that go in for economic development. I'd like to pull up and see how we could fit into it. And I'd like to ask each one of you maybe to come up with a person that could be on a think tank with us to help get this process started. I wouldn't push you all, but my time is limited and I want to get it started because I know if we get it started and it's feasible, that all of you will chip in and make it work. I think it'll be something that will help our town and our citizens. And I think it's very much needed because as we have all big banks in town. When we had small banks, hometown banks, they would consider loaning folks money. These big banks don't do a good job of doing that for us, even though they are supposed to do it to make their quotas and stuff for what they're supposed to have to get licensed, and they don't. If you all would, if I'd ask you all to, each one of you, pick somebody that we could get to help us start this process. It'll also help the the other thing we want to start to teach our folks how to start their own business is the incubator, because it would give them a source. It doesn't have to be great big amounts of money to start, but we have to start somewhere. I talked to Mr. Siddick at length and I bounced stuff off of him quite a bit. I'm talking about Mike, and he felt like it might be a good idea for us and jump right in to volunteer to help me look for a way to help us get it started. Also, Mr. Sloan and the folks that work for him are interested because they say that the Ford Foundation does give money with matching, and they were interested in seeing what they could do. If new businesses start, they sell cars or they sell.
You want to put my mask on?
I just wanted to ask you all, would you please let me know if you would like to get somebody started or have us come together and discuss it more. I'd like to discuss it more with you all because I know you got terrific ideas to help get it going, but I think it'll move us along to help other people. Everybody got quiet. That's okay. It's hard for me to get to you because I can't talk to you unless I got.
I'll be happy to assist. I'll be happy to assist with whatever.
Right. Come on down.
Put BBFI on your list. They've already been to Putnam County and they've already committed to doing some stuff to help small businesses as well. And
Okay.
so we've had multiple meetings with them. And so they're already there as well as Wealth Watchers. And there's an important announcement that will be coming up at the next meeting concerning some of the partnerships that we have existing already with Wealth Watchers and some of the housing stuff that they've been working on.
Okay.
And so we've got some partners that are here that are investing already. And so I'll get that information to you so you'll have that as well.
Mr. McLean is working with us too. Mr. Sloan and Mr. McLean thought that it was a good idea for us, and I think that with them helping us locate, I also have a grandson that just got a master's in grants for minorities and for nonprofits. I'll take that back, for nonprofits. So I've hit on him and I'm starting to call and see if we can find sources. Eventually I want to get a little pool of money going so that we could hire somebody to do a search for us to help find these grants and see what it would take for us to get them. If we can get a good pool started, I think that it'll be a good way for us to get people going. You got
start Ms. Tucker. Start with Ms. Tucker. She also continues to look for things and opportunities for the city, and those are things that she's been working on.
Okay, Miss Tucker, so loaded up, I hadn't bothered her, but I will be calling Miss Tucker. I'll be calling you to talk to you about this.
Okay, I'll look for your call.
Okay, it's in motion. So either
As well as Cheryl Lynch at SBDC.
okay.
Right.
All right. Let me tell you this before y'all go away, because I want to be point blank. This is something I would like to leave for the city to do for me. I think this is something, when stuff like this comes to me, it's a way to do it. And I might not see it at first, but there is a way to get it done. And I think that all of you, there are some of you that work in, have your own businesses and know what it takes. And I think that if we do that to help some of our younger people, especially, they have a micro loan that they were doing in Europe, where they put 3 women together. They loaned them monies as small as $5,000 or $10,000 for them to start stuff like a fashion design shop or a cleaning business or something that they could get the tools and stuff they needed. They worked together as a team and they reminded each other, pay your bills, fill out the papers you need so that you do your workman's comp and whatever else you need to get it done. And it worked so well that it spread over to the United States. It's here too. And I just have to have somebody pull it up for me, but it's possible. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mayor, when they gonna present the award to the city?
I think they're trying to coordinate dates because they've got to go to 3 different cities, and more likely than not, it'll be Scott Dudley coming in here, and he's just trying to coordinate some dates around the stuff that we have going on. So
make sure you let us know, and we need to let our newspaper know, because they don't always remember us as well as I'd like for them to do when we do things that affect more than us.
They did a release on it, and they did a pretty good article on it. They've actually, I'll give kudos out to the newspaper for the coverage that they've had with the city thus far. Michael Leonard and Wayne Smith have done an excellent job in making sure that they put out positive things with the community. If you guys get a chance, make sure you follow the stuff that's going on. They just did, they just had a ceremony with Positively Putnam. They typically do stuff once a month. And so just kind of stay on board with what's going on with Positively Putnam, and you'll see your dollars fast at work with the things that are going on. And I think compared to where we were a few years ago with the newspaper, we're starting to see some better press as it relates to a community newspaper and making sure that people continually have hope as the community progresses during the pandemic. I'm excited about what's going on with them.
May I put them on notice? I'll be there to talk to them about, I'm sure they have, with their newspapers, have a fund that one time they had about $10,000 they would give you for grants for projects.
You can tell them because you're about to get a phone call from him anyway, so you can kind of let him know yourself. He's doing some history pieces, and so you're going to get a phone call from him. So the other thing is, I think Vice Mayor Brown alluded to really the recognition that the city of Palatka as a whole gets as it relates to our citizenship award. Also, some of the accolades that have been coming across. They're not individual accolades by any stretch of the imagination, but they are a testament to a commission being hard at work, working unified and working better together. And so, all praises for me, first, I'll give my praises to God, but secondly, to the team of commissioners and also to the citizens who band together to make things work. I'll also give, I'll give kudos to our city commissioner, Don Holmes. Has been working, tremendous hours working in this community to make sure that Palatka is a better place. You know, the good part about what we do in the practice of law is we know court ends at 5, but typically these phone calls come in at 4:59 and they last until 1 or 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock emails that come in because some people don't sleep and complaints take place as soon as they wake up. But I can tell you, he has done an awesome job. He is, and he's continually working. You know, we understand there's a learning curve, but when you've got a 20-year frame of reference and institutional knowledge, it makes it a lot easier to start to man the curve. And there's a great team assembled here right now. Our counsel, when we see her, she's wonderful. She's in here, and you know, she brings a wealth of institutional knowledge from South Florida and throughout this country. And you know, we're blessed to have, I think, a staff that's second to none. The team building exercises that went on yesterday with our employee appreciation luncheon was great. And it also was great to have Palatka's newest restaurant come out with their food truck and be the provider. And so we'll continually encourage new businesses as they come into this community. Mr. Xavier Thomas brought that business. He's a Palatka High School graduate who has had multiple businesses from St. Augustine to Atlanta in the restaurant industry. And he saw it not robbery to invest into Palatka as the next place for one of his sites. And we're just excited to have them here. And the food was delicious. And for those who want to try it, don't miss out on the grown man because it's a heck of a meal. But I can tell you, we're just glad that businesses are still coming in even during the pandemic. We've got people that are looking to come to Palatka and bring multi-million-dollar businesses here. We've just had 2 new restaurants that have announced their opening. So Captain D's just opened. We've got Firehouse opening up within the next week. And so Palatka is continually moving forward. Aside from that, as we look at our pandemic numbers, I want everyone in this community to really be conscious about what's going on. Just 60 days ago, we were reporting 318 cases and 6 deaths. We were extremely concerned about the rise in cases at that time. And we continue to talk about social distancing, and we talked about the need for us to continually practice positive hand health. We now find ourselves, as of yesterday, with 1,740 cases and 36 deaths. We've seen the standards from the CDC change at least 5 times over the course of time. But we've also seen our children and our seniors and our grandparents and our peers perish as a result of COVID-19. For those who don't think it's real, I'm sure you can talk to 1 of 5 people that you see in your immediate circle, and they've been affected in some way, or they know someone who's been affected. So while some people are asymptomatic, many find themselves in very sick situations. And so we want to put ourselves in a situation where we continually are mindful about what's going on in this community. The numbers have changed. We're almost 1,400. We're over 1,400 new cases in 60 days. We're finding ourselves in a situation where our kids are in school now, and we're worried about their safety, not from a shooter or an active shooter situation, but we're worried about their safety just from basic interaction with other children and with their teachers. Our kids are going to school in a very uncomfortable situation, and they're interacting. We just saw one college have 560 cases. So COVID-19 is real. The new norm is something that we all have to adjust to. The psychological effects, we've all been locked down for 6 months, and we are looking to find a way just to continue to live without having to live in fear. But as we're searching for a vaccine, I want us all to just continue to make sure that we are continually staying clear. We're continually staying conscious and positive and not letting our guards down in any way. We don't want to be afraid, but we just want to make sure that we're careful. And so if you're going to be within 6 feet of someone, put your mask on for their protection and yours. and continually to practice positive hand health. It's going to be a part of our life forever. Our lives will not be the same. And if we make it a habit now, it won't be as uncomfortable later. And so for those who are within the sound of my ear, Palatka is going to adjust. With the commission's blessings, we're going to look at ways to be able to put in recreational activities which minimize risk. We're going to get to a point where we've got to start having conversations about reopening. But I really want to see what goes on with the schools over the next few weeks so that we can determine where we are and what's going on. And I just think that as a commission, when we come back on the 10th, we need to think about any concerns or anything that we need to have, present those to the city manager over this next week or so, as it relates to reopening activities and what activities do we think that we're going to deem essential initially to put us in a place so that we can move forward. The plan is continually fluid, and we have to find ways to flatten the curve out because of these 1,700 cases in Putnam County. Roughly 50% of the cases and 50% of the deaths are right here in Palatka. And so we've got to be conscious of everything that goes on with COVID-19. And lastly, to our county commission, as I said in the last meeting, I was really ashamed of what Putnam County looked like a few weeks ago. Just the divide that we have, and while other places around the state, the Florida League of Cities in general, are recognizing the city of Palatka for the work that we've done, I was ashamed of what I saw that looked more like a 1965 protest and counter protest than it did 2020 in a community that's the gem of the St. Johns River. But on the 25th of this month, I saw something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. I saw the county commission come together, and I want to give them congrats, and I want to give them praise for making the difficult step of finding common ground in this community, for making significant effort to bring our community together and make it one. When you have those type decisions, we all know that it's not easy to do, but with the leadership of County Chair Terry Turner, with the vision that was shared by that commission as a whole, and with steady deliberation and having the voice of the community heard no matter what side of the fence you were on, at the end of the day, we all wear the same jersey, and it's a Putnam County Palatka jersey. And we live in this community together. We're going to be better together. And I think the steps that the commission made to put a task force together to relocate the Confederate monument, with the recommendation initially being at Veterans Park in East Palatka, I think those steps of having that committee come together, making a commitment to start to no longer have the 1924 conversation, it puts us in a position where Putnam County is going to be unified. We can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, the one thing that remains true is that we all love our community and we want to make it better. And so without anything other than that, I think the leaders did what was proper. They took the necessary steps to make an uncomfortable decision, to do what's necessary when you have representative government. And although we have a democratic process, we also have a process that represents those in the minority as well. And I think the decision made by our county commission is going to be monumental and historical. And so I want to thank the county commission, all 5 commissioners, for the deliberation, for their efforts, for their context in moving this community forward. And so with that, I don't have anything else. And if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion and we'll be adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Bohr tired of hearing me talk, so we're gonna be adjourned. So again, thank you all for your efforts. And again, I just thank this commission, and we stand adjourned. And again, Commissioner Bohr, my condolences to you.
All right, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks.
And thank you.